Good morning, everyone. As a clue to how my thought processes work, last night I was thinking about, talking about one thing. So I was sitting there, and then I was watching TV at the same time, and then there was a thing was basically a commercial about, the video Hancock, and that starred, Will Smith. And because of Will Smith, I started thinking about I, Robot, because that was one of my favorite, favorite movies. And I always liked Asimov to read to begin with. So instead of what I was going to talk about, I changed my mind and I, started thinking about, well, what can I talk about? And I thought about time again. And, it's because the article in the November newsletter, Dharma, was about time. I'm going to talk about time again. So, but anyway, this is that time of year where you hear a lot of people saying things such as, it's almost December, or I have to get my shopping done. I got to do this, I have to plan for this, I have this party to go to. It's really, really a hectic time, and people seem to feel rushed and pressed for time all the time. But when we really think about it, there's no real difference from any other time. But it's just that the holidays and the end of the year, as that approaches, people just seem to be rushed, right? We just seem to be rushed. And there are a lot of things that we can learn about time when we consider all of this. And one is the parallel with the fact that when people know that they have a certain amount of time, they rush to get things done. Like people who are terminal, who know that they're terminal, they hurry to get their affairs in order in the time that they have left. But when we really think about it, all of us are terminal, right? We're all terminal. Nobody is going to be living forever. So we're all going to die at some point, and just that most of us just don't know when. Most of us just don't know when. And that uncertainty could lead to us putting things off, the course that most of us take. But Buddhism tries to tell us that because we're terminal, we should be taking care of what we can right away. Right? This is what we're being told. But it's a lot easier to say it than to do it. Right? It's a lot easier to say it than to do it. And this is one of the factors that lead to us, human beings, common beings, being called ignorant and said to be living in darkness. It's not saying that we're without knowledge. It's just that we're without wisdom. We see things, we look at things, but it just doesn't seem to register, right? It just doesn't seem to register. We know that it's there. We know that our time is limited, but it just doesn't seem to dawn on us. It doesn't seem to dawn on us that there are so many different factors at play that we can never know what will happen next. So putting things off is never a desirable course of action. This means that we need to have our priorities in order so that we can do the important things as they arise, right? The important things as they arise. It's not those things that we cause ourselves to believe are important, but that which is truly important in life. We're very good at fooling ourselves and making us think that certain things are more important than others, but we really have to look at ourselves. Because of the Thanksgiving situation, a lot of times you prepare feasts for family and friends. You do this for Christmas and New Year's, and Japanese do this for New Year's as well. But we have to ask ourselves: is preparing the feast for everyone to enjoy important, or is the opportunity to express our joy in having people close to us come together and share in our each other's company, is that the part that's important? And we have to ask ourselves this: is getting a great gift important, or is it the expression of our appreciation for having a person be a part of our lives? Is that the part that's important? It's that slight difference in nuance that can make a big difference in how we see things and how we express our gratitude. Another aspect of time is that we seem to create things to make life easier for us, but in the end they end up controlling us. When we think about time, it doesn't come broken up into days, into weeks, months, years. It doesn't come broken up into hours or minutes. We do this as a convention to make things easier for us, right? We have the calendar so that when we want to meet somebody, instead of saying 3 days and nights from now, I will meet you someplace, right? We say, well, Wednesday I'll meet you, at a certain place or whatever. It's a lot easier to say, and it's a lot easier to express, because sometimes, we may not see the sun come up and down because we're in someplace dark or the weather's bad, and you're not sure if it was that 2 days or 3 days, before the sun came up and down. Things like that. But, these are conveniences, these are conventions. It's a lot easier to say, I'll meet you at 12 o'clock than it is to say when the sun is straight up, right? Because you can never tell for sure. And depending on where you are, it might be different. So, the time is a convention that we use to make life easier for ourselves. But they seem to control us now, right? I have to do something by 5 o'clock, right? Or I have to get things taken care of before New Year's Eve, right? I have to do this shopping before Christmas. Why? I mean, because it's a convention. That convention is supposed to make things easier, right? And this is how I got into iRobot. The movie iRobot a few years ago, starring Will Smith, was about a society where robots were widely used to take care of many of the tasks in life. And one of those tasks was to protect people from harm, right? So this was a tool. It was a very important tool that helped make life easier for people in many ways. However, Super Robot, is actually a computer. The artificial intelligence made it so that it could develop on its own. And it came to the logical conclusion that people harm themselves. And they needed to be protected from each other, right? So, to protect people from harm, they needed to protect people from each other, right? So, this is a logical conclusion. It makes perfectly great, good sense that people do cause each other harm. They cause themselves harm. So, to have people protected from each other is a good thing. But it's not natural, right? It's not natural. People are supposed to make mistakes. People are supposed to do stupid things, right?